Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If it's your first time here, hi, my name is Jess. Welcome. So in today's video, I'm going to be trying all the CIATE products that I featured in my last video. In case you missed it, I unboxed brand new makeup from CIATE. I showed you guys product details, swatches, and all that good stuff. And in today's video, we're going to be trying everything for the very first time. So if you're interested to see how these products work, or if you want to know how I created this makeup look, then keep on watching. So the first thing that I'm going to do is my eyebrows. And for my eyebrows, I'm going to use the CIATE Micro Blade Brow Pen. So I did mention in my last video that the only concern that I had with this brow pen was the color. So they sent me the color soft brown, and I have black eyebrows, so I'm not entirely sure how this is going to match or how it's going to look once I put it in my brows, but I guess we're gonna find out right now. So I'm gonna just first start by combing through my brows and maybe combing them downwards first, because I feel like this area is where I have the most sparseness. So I zoomed you in so that you could get a good visual of how this applies on the brows. So here's one brow filled in and this one is not. So you can tell the difference between the two. However, I will say it's very subtle. It's very natural. I also really like how easy it was to apply this to my brows. I also like the very realistic hair-like effects. It does look like actual hair. The only thing that's really giving it away is the color. So I do know that they have this in more colors and they do have a darker color. So I'm sure that that one would look really, really nice on my brows. So far, I'm very, very impressed. So now I'm gonna go ahead and fill in this brow really quick. So here are both brows done. Again, from far away, they don't look too bad. The color doesn't look too bad, but up close you can definitely tell that they are a lot lighter than my brow hairs. But apart from that, everything works super nice. I feel like it's really user-friendly, and I like how you can apply it like this on its flat side to kind of create like lines, whether that be on the bottom or the top or the tail, and then you use it like this to create those hair-like strokes. I do really like the formula. It's very pigmented, it's very beginner-friendly, easy to use, it's fast, and I do like how it creates very natural hair-like strokes. So I do want to try this in my actual color that would match my brows, because if I do have this in my brow color, I will 100% be wearing this all the time. So now I'm going to move on to the skin and I'm going to apply the primer. This is the Super Fruit Burst Citrus AHA Primer, and I really love their Watermelon Hydrating Burst Primer, or the Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. That one's so nice. I'm hoping that this one is just as nice. So I'm going to apply this all over my face and let it kind of dry, because I know that with the other primer, once I let it dry, it gets a little tacky. So I want to see if this one has that same effect. So I've let the primer dry for about 2 to 3 minutes now, and it does feel pretty tacky on this skin, which is good. That means that the foundation is going to grip really nicely to the primer. So now we're going to go ahead and apply some foundation. For foundation, I'm going to just go in with my tried and true, the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. I love that this has skincare and makeup all in one. The coverage is amazing, and it lasts a pretty long time on me as well. So the foundation is now fully blended onto my skin. I didn't notice any issues when applying it. I didn't notice any pilling or lifting or anything like that, or it like caking up and, you know, kind of clumping together. I didn't notice that whatsoever. Everything applied really, really nicely. As you saw, I did just pat my foundation on with this brush, and then I went over with a beauty sponge to kind of get rid of any brush strokes, but I did mostly just pat everything onto my skin. I didn't do any swirling motions, so I'd say that everything's working pretty well so far. So the next step in my routine is cream contour. I don't have anything from CIATE to use for cream contour, so I'm gonna just use what I normally use, which is the Larissi Cosmetics Cream Contour Stick in the shade Mahalo. The next step is concealer. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Now moving on to liquid blush, I'm going to use this one from She Glam. This is in the color Rose Ritual, and this is their matte liquid blush. To set my skin, I'm going to use the CIATE Extraordinary Translucent Setting Powder. So So now that the skin is fully powdered, now it's time to move on to bronzer. So for bronzer, I'm gonna be using this product right here. This is the CIATE Brazilian Glow Bronzing Powder in the shade Palm Island. So I did receive 2 of them. This is the one that is fully matte. The other was shimmery. I don't do shimmery bronzers, so this one is the one that I'm gonna be trying today. I have tried CIATE bronzers in the past and know that they are very, very pigmented. So I'm going to apply just a little bit to my brush here and then tap off as much as I can and very lightly just kind of swirl the bronzer onto the cheek because I don't want to get too carried away. The color of this bronzer is really, really pretty, and surprisingly, it's not as pigmented as the previous CIATE bronzer that I've tried in the past. It blended out really, really easily. It's very buttery and smooth, so the texture is so nice and it just goes onto the skin so smoothly. I like the color. It's very like sun-kissed and I really do like that. Moving on to blush, I'm going to use this one from Essence. This blush is in the shade Beloved. So that's where I'm gonna stop for the skin. I do need to do highlighter and setting spray, but I'm gonna do that at the very end. Now I'm gonna move on to the eyes. So for the eyes, I do have 2 eyeshadow palettes to play with. I have this one right here, which is the bronzed eyeshadow palette, and it has beautiful warmed tone neutral shades. And then the other eyeshadow palette that I have is this one right here. This is the Brazilian Glow eyeshadow palette. This one has 24 eyeshadows. These are absolutely stunning. So I definitely want to play with this one, and I'll save this one for a different video. So today we're going to be playing with this one and this one only. So for today's eye look, I want to create something inspired by both of these images. I kind of want to mesh both the looks together to create one look. So first and foremost, I need a transition shade. So for a transition shade, I think I'm gonna start with this shade right here at the bottom corner called Cool Down. So I zoomed in the camera so that we can get a good visual of these eyeshadows. So again, this is the shade Cool Down, and I'm applying this all along the crease because this is going to be our transition shade. And I'm gonna meet it with the blush that I applied out here in the outer corner for a very seamless effect. This eyeshadow is so pigmented and buttery, it's blending out like a dream. I'm gonna take that same color and apply it to the lower lash line. Next, I'm gonna take the color Poolside and I'm gonna apply that right below the first color that we applied. I'm also gonna take that color and apply it to the outer corner of the eye. Now I'm gonna mix Breezy and Sunrise together and I'm gonna apply that to the outer corner of the eye and apply those to the lower lash line. And I'm only gonna bring those 2 colors about 2/3 of the way in, leaving the inner corner bare. Now I'm taking the color Tropical and applying it to the lid, making sure to keep this inner corner bare, and I also want to blend it into the outer corner colors. Now I'm going to take the color Golden Glow and I'm going to apply that to the inner corner of the lid. I'm going to also bring it in towards this center part right here so it can kind of connect with the color Tropical. I'm going to take that same color and apply it to the inner corner on the lower lash as well. Then I'm going to take the color Splash and apply that directly to the inner corner and to the brow bone. Alrighty, so now I'm going to do some winged eyeliner. For that, I'm going to take the CIATE Fierce Flicks winged eyeliner pen. Now I'm not very good at doing winged eyeliner, so I'm a little nervous that this is going to completely ruin the look, but I'm going to try my best. So here's the baby winged eyeliner that I was able to create. Now what I will say about this pen is that the tip of this pen is a lot firmer. So I was using the eyeliner pen from them that came in the Fierce Wing Duo set, and that one is a lot more flexible, it's a lot finer, and I feel like it's easier to apply the liquid liner using that pen as opposed to this one. Because this one is so firm, I feel like it kind of pulls at the skin on my eyelid and it kind of creates like little lines where it's a little harder to get a really smooth and crisp line. Now if you like firmer tips, I would recommend this for sure because it is very, very pigmented. The formula is really nice. It's nice and matte black. The only thing is that it's a little firm and a little hard to use for me personally. But then again, I am no whiz when it comes to liquid liner. I am not very good at it. I definitely struggle quite a lot. So that is my only take, is that the tip is very, very firm. So I am going to go ahead and do the other eye and then apply some lashes, and I'll be right back. So lashes are on. Now we're gonna do some mascara. For the lower lashes, I'm gonna apply the CIATE Triple Shot Double XL Mascara. And I really like the wand on this. I'm super interested to see how it's going to apply onto the lashes. So right out the gate, I like that the wand is like small enough to really fit into the lower lashes. So here's a close-up of the lashes with just one coat of mascara. Here is the before, here's the after. I have pretty short lashes, so I did feel like it lengthened the lashes pretty nicely. Now I'm gonna set my face, and for that I'm gonna use the CIATE Watermelon Burst Setting Spray. That smells so good. It smells like delicious watermelon. Perfect summer scent. Now I'm gonna add some highlight. I have this old school one. This is Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop. Unfortunately, this did shatter on me. I wanna try and put it together with like alcohol. I've seen that that works really well, but I'm gonna take this and apply some to the cheekbones. I'm also gonna apply some to the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose as well. Now all that's left to do is the lips. So for lip liner, I'm gonna take this one from NYX Cosmetics. This is in the shade Natural. Now I'm gonna go in with this Flower Beauty lipstick in the shade Peachy Nude. And then using a brush, I'm gonna blend the lipstick and the lip liner together. And I'm gonna finish off with the Brazilian Glow Shimmering Lip Oil right in the center of the lips. And here's the finished makeup look using all of these new CIATE products. So now that I've gone ahead and used all the products and I've had them on my face for about an hour at this point, I want to give you guys a quick little review of each item. So starting with the first item that I tried, which was the brow pen. So this brow pen worked really, really well. It's super pigmented. It was very easy to use, perfect for beginners. I really liked how the 4-prong tip really allows you to get very natural hair-like strokes. I also like that you can use the actual edge of it and create a line, whether that be on the bottom of the brow, the top of the brow, or to create a line towards the end. So I really do like this. The formulation is incredible. So when I first applied this, I had an issue with the color. It was totally obvious that it just was not the right color for me. It was way too light, didn't blend into my brow hairs very well. But funny enough, now that I have a full face of makeup, it's not that noticeable. But when I initially applied it, it was just way too brown. My eyebrows are very much black, and so it was very obvious that there was a color difference between the product and my natural brow hairs. But like I said, as of right now, it doesn't look too bad. So that then leads me to believe that maybe when I'm wearing full glam, I can get away with it. But if I want a more natural look where I'm wearing very minimal makeup and maybe all I want to wear is a brow, I don't think I could get away with this. Now, if I were to rate this from a 1 to a 5, I would give it a 4 simply because of the color match. If it were in my right color, I would 100% give it a 5. I don't know if I'm being too picky. Maybe I should just give it a 5 because the color, like I said, right now isn't too bad, but who knows? Maybe when I go out into the sun, it'll be a little bit more obvious. So I'm sticking with my 4-point score. I do really like the, again, formula. Very easy to use, beginner friendly. I would 100% use again if it were in my right color. And I do know that they have it in my right color, so maybe I should just go ahead and buy it because it works so incredibly well. So 4 stars. I highly recommend this. So the next product that I tried was the primer. This is again the Superfruit Burst Citrus AHA Primer, and this one worked really well. I didn't find any issues when applying the rest of my products, even now that I've applied like all of my cream products, my powder products, setting spray, and everything. All those layers are sitting really, really nicely over top of this primer. Like I said, once it was fully dry, it did have some tackiness to it, so I feel like that really allowed the foundation to grip onto it. And I haven't experienced any issues with like oiliness or anything like that. If anything, my skin has a very nice natural glow to it. It doesn't look too matte, but again, that could be due to the setting spray, or maybe this in combination with the setting spray. I'm not entirely sure, but what I do know is that my makeup looks pretty darn good, and I 100% believe it's because of how well this primer works. So if I had to rate this from a 1 to a 5, I would give this 5 stars. The next item that I used was the bronzing powder. So this was in the shade Palm Island, and it's the fully matte bronzing powder. I was honestly a little scared to apply this at first because I thought it was gonna be super duper pigmented, because I have one other CIATE bronzer and that one is crazy pigmented. Like a little goes a very long way. So I was very careful and made sure to use a very light hand when applying this bronzer, but I've got to say that even after applying a little bit more and kind of layering it over top, it was still really nice, natural, not crazy harsh or anything like that. And I really liked the tone of it as well. It's very warm. It gives your skin a very sun-kissed look. It's definitely not a contour by any means. Definitely a very warm bronzer to apply all over the face to give that skin, again, like I said, that very natural sun-kissed look. Now, in terms of the formula, it's super buttery. It's very smooth. It blended really well. It's very pigmented, but again, not crazy enough to where it's like way too much on the skin. It does come off a lot whenever you like dip your finger into it, but whenever you blend it onto the skin, it's actually really nice. And again, it just gives the skin a really pretty finish. So if I had to rate this from 1 to a 5, I would definitely give this a 5. Moving down the line, the next product that I tried was this eyeshadow palette. So this eyeshadow palette, you guys, has so many beautiful colors that I didn't even get a chance to try. But based off of the colors that I actually did try, I've got to say that the formulation of these eyeshadows are just incredible. I have used other CIATE eyeshadow palettes in the past and I've absolutely loved them because all their eyeshadows are very pigmented, they're buttery, they're soft, they create such beautiful eye looks, they're easy to blend. I will say though, if there is one con that I had to say from these eyeshadows is that they do have a lot of fallout, and I do have a lot of like little glittery particles on my face from that very last eyeshadow that I applied in the inner corner, because that one did have a lot of glitter in it. So I do have some like little sparkles on my face, but I mean, I don't really think that that's too bad. You just have to make sure that you do your eyes first, or just make sure that you apply some setting powder underneath the eyes so that you can wipe away any fallout that you do get. But I personally don't find fallout to be like a major deal breaker, but that's just me personally. Apart from the fallout that these eyeshadows gave, again, their pigmentation was incredible. They blended really well. I didn't have any issues with any of the colors that I used. All of them applied really well onto the eye. They blended really well onto the eye, and I actually really like this eye look. My favorite color is Golden Glow. I said that in my last video and I'm saying it again now. It's so stunning. It's just glittery. I'm a glittery girl. I love the sparkle, and right now my eyelids are sparkling so much. I don't know if it's really showing on camera, but in person, this color is absolutely beautiful. So I definitely give this a 5-star rating. It's so good. I love how there's a big, nice mirror right here so that you can actually look at yourself while you're doing your makeup. You can even use this for traveling. It's just a great eyeshadow palette. Highly recommend, and I'm so excited to continue playing with it to use the other colors in the palette. Next up is the Fierce Flick eyeliner pen. Okay, so this eyeliner pen, I thought that the color was perfect. It's black, it's matte, it has rich pigmentation, and it works really well. The only thing that I didn't like about it was how firm the tip was. For me personally, someone who's not very good with eyeliner, someone who struggles to apply eyeliner, winged liner even more so, I found that this was a little hard to use. So as I was applying it onto my eye, I felt like it would kind of tug at my skin because it was a little firm, and it would make it a little hard for me to get a very smooth and clean line across my eyelid. So for that reason, I'm gonna give this a 4. And I feel like if you're really good at eyeliner, if you like a firmer tip, this does have a felt tip. So if you like a firmer felt tip on your eyeliner, then this one would be a really great option. But like I mentioned earlier in the video, I much prefer the other eyeliner pen that I have of theirs, which is this one right here. This is the Fierce Winged Liner Pen. This one is a lot softer, it's a lot finer, and I find that it is easier to use than this one was. But apart from how easy it was for me to use, the formulation was top tier. And then the last product that I tried was the Triple Shot Double XL Mascara. So in my last video, I did mention that I don't apply any mascara to my upper lashes simply because they are so short. I don't notice a difference, and 9 out of 10 times I'm wearing falsies, as I did today and as I do most days. So I typically only do mascara on my lower lashes, which is why I only applied it in my lower lashes in this video. So I'm going to critique my lower lashes. I can't really speak for my top lashes because again, I don't really wear mascara. Okay, so the lower lashes look really great. I feel like it really did separate, it lengthened, it made them look nice and black. I feel like the wand was a perfect size to really get in there. It allowed me to get into the little outer corners of the lower lashes, into the inner corners of the lower lashes. So I really feel like this looks really great. Now in terms of does it flake, does it budge, does it do any of that stuff? It says on their website that it is formulated to not do any of that. So it doesn't budge, it doesn't flake, it doesn't fade. Now granted, I only have been wearing this mascara for about 20 minutes at this point, so I can't really say whether it's done any of that because the makeup is still pretty much fresh. But if I notice that throughout the day it does budge, fade, or flake, I'll be sure to include it somewhere here on the screen. But as of this moment, I really like how my lashes look. The formula was really nice. I liked the wand. It was very pigmented, gave my lashes nice length, so I give it 5 stars. The only product that I didn't get to try in this video that was featured in my last video was this eyeshadow palette. This is the Bronzed 9-piece eyeshadow palette, but I will be sure to create another video where I dedicate an eye look to this palette only, so make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss when that video goes up. And that basically wraps up the end of this video, you guys. I will have all the products that I featured in today's video linked down below. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on the bell notification, that way you're notified every time I upload a brand new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!